If you've never seen it, go watch it. That's your homework. Just pause this video, go watch Hocus Pocus, come back when you're done. Hello everyone, my name is Emily and welcome to another video on Emily XO. If you are new here, welcome. As I said, my name is Emily. I put up various beauty, lifestyle, and other miscellaneous videos every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so glad you decided to click on another video. Alright everyone, it is the first week of a brand new month, so you know what that means. It is Internet Book Club review time. If you are brand new here and have no idea what Internet Book Club is, I will go ahead and link the playlist up in the eye so you can go catch up. But just a quick rundown, basically at the start of the year, I decided to read one new book every single month for the year of 2018, and then at the beginning of the new month, I would review the previous month's book for you guys so we could chat about it, what we liked, what we didn't like, everything in between. It is officially October. I am so excited. October is my favorite month because fall is my favorite season. I know that sounds really cliche, but I just absolutely love fall. I love the leaves changing. I love going to the pumpkin patch. I love everything apple flavored and apple scented. I love Halloween. I just love that the weather is getting chillier. There's just so much I love about October and I love about fall. In the true fall spirit, I even wore a festive shirt today. It's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus. If you do not know what that is a reference from, it is one of the best Halloween movies, Hocus Pocus, starring Bette Midler. If you have never seen it, go watch it. That's your homework. Just pause this video, go watch Hocus Pocus, come back when you're done. But we started the fall season of September with an appropriately spooky book called The Third Twin by C.J. Omololu. I'm gonna go with Omololu. I'm gonna go with Omololu. That is probably wrong. My apologies. You guys are gonna be so proud of me because I actually made notes for this video and the book. I never make notes, guys. Only took me till October to do this, but hey, we're getting somewhere. Before we jump too far into the review, I do want to go ahead and just read the little synopsis for you. So in case you guys didn't read along but you still want to watch the review, this is going to just give you a little insight to what this book is about. When they were little, Lexi and her identical twin Ava made up a third sister, Alicia. If something broke, Alicia did it. Cookies got eaten, Alicia's guilty. Alicia was always to blame for everything. The game is all grown up now that the girls are seniors. They use Alicia as their cover to go out with boys who are hot but not exactly dating material. Boys they'd never ever be with in real life. Now, one of the guys Alicia went out with has turned up dead, and Lexi wants to stop the game for good. As coincidences start piling up, Ava insists that if they follow the rules for being Alicia, everything will be fine. But when another boy is killed, the DNA evidence and surveillance photos point to only one suspect, Alicia, the girl who doesn't exist. As she runs from the cops, Lexi has to find out the truth before another boy is murdered, because either Ava is a killer or Alicia is real. Dun, dun, dun! So I impulse bought this at Barnes & Noble's probably about a year and a half ago, and never ever sat down to read it, even though it sounds super duper intriguing. I really enjoy a good mystery, a good thriller, something that kind of keeps you guessing and isn't super predictable along the way. So I was really excited to read this book. So let's go ahead and get into actually what I liked, didn't like, everything in between for The Third Twin. Okay. Got my notes here on my lap. As you can probably see, there's kind of like a weird light now. So I've got my notes. We're gonna go through some of the pros and cons here about this book. First, I do just want to say, kind of as I mentioned, like the plot sounded super intriguing, which is actually like point number one as far as pros for me. The plot was super intriguing. I had never heard of a concept quite like this before in book form. Obviously, like twin stories like this, making up a third twin, stuff like that, isn't a horribly new concept, but nothing like I had ever read before. So I thought it was really interesting and kind of hooked me right away from the beginning. So the second thing I really liked about this story is the plot like picks up right away. The boy that gets killed, he gets killed in like the first couple of chapters. So it's really interesting right away, and they just kind of dive into it. They don't give you a whole lot of setup, which I actually kind of like. Sometimes books get too descriptive in the beginning and try and like gently ease you into the story, which just kind of makes me lose interest right away. But this book, it picks up super quick and just throws you right into it, and you kind of get a sense of the characters as the story goes on. they don't try and build up everything about the characters right away in that first chapter, which I really, really enjoyed about it. So the next few points, I'm going to kind of all just like merge them together, just because they kind of all play on each other. I really, really liked the writing style. It's one of those very well written mysteries that you think you know what's going on, but you don't really know what's going on. It kind of just gives you like little tiny puzzle pieces, and then you think you fit them together to make like the edge, but you realize that you have completely the wrong pieces. So there was a lot of mystery to it, which I enjoyed. I thought I had it figured out about halfway through what was actually going on, but I really did not. So it was really interesting to actually be wrong about the plot and what exactly was happening with it. I also, I started reading this, I got through the first couple chapters, and then I ended up putting it down just to go to bed, but then a couple nights later I picked it up and I just read through the entire thing. I just was completely sucked into the storyline. It's just, I love a good mystery, and this one was written so well that it actually felt like a thriller movie that was like playing in my head. Like I could see it so vividly. It was very descriptive, so I really, really enjoyed it. I liked that the characters were fleshed out really well. You definitely got a sense of who Lexi and Ava are, and they even give you this psychologicalness into Alicia, the sister that they just make up. They have their own personality for her, which is kind of strange, the fact that the book is completely told from Lexi's point of view. And to watch her basically play Alicia and just step into this new character and have all these personality traits that she wants but can't have for herself was really just psychologically interesting. It's all about Alicia is fun and flirty and carefree and wouldn't care about this and wouldn't care about that. And Lexi's like inner thoughts are about how, you know, Alicia can do this and Alicia can do that, but she can't bring herself to do those same things, even though she does them as Alicia, like just being a bouncy, buoyant person. So just the psychologicalness of them creating Alicia and giving her such a vibrant personality, I thought was really, really cool. It's also interesting how they get into some trouble with Alicia, not just because of the murders that are happening, but just people recognizing Alicia that shouldn't recognize her, or, you know, people recognizing Lexi thinking that it's Alicia, but it's not. So just the way that they play on that and mold that into their life, and the fact that like their friends know about it and they're just like, oh yes, this is okay, this is normal. I mean, they created a fake Instagram for her and everything. So just the way that it's fleshed out like that and the characters are brought to such life, like it makes Alicia feel like a very, very real person. So I really just overall enjoyed the storyline, the writing of it all, and just how well it was done in that sense. So overall, I was really enjoying the book. I really, really liked it. And then we got about 3/4 of the way through it, and it just took a twist that I just did not like at all. It felt like a bad Hallmark movie. The big like plot twist was, it was so cliche and so unrealistic, and the story behind it to like make it make sense to me didn't. It felt lazy, honestly. And the actual killer, because they talk about, you know, the first boy being murdered, the actual killer, the person that it ends up being, felt so fake. It felt like such a cop-out, and there's no indication that it was going to be this person. And on one hand, that could be, you know, really good because you never saw it coming. But just even the reasoning behind what they did and why they did it, there was nothing to go off of. Now, of course, this is told from one person's point of view, so I get that, you know, obviously they didn't know who the killer was, so, you know, obviously they wouldn't have necessarily seen it coming, so like I get it in that sense. But the person that it ends up being, without risk of spoiling it too much for you guys if you do want to read it, the person it ends up being is more of a background character that they basically don't give enough depth into for it to feel believable. So basically just the whole last quarter of the book, it felt like a fake bad cop-out in a bad Hallmark movie. I was left very disappointed by the ending. It left just kind of like a bad taste in my mouth, and overall I was not pleased with it at all. The actual like ending of the book is it ends, you find out who the person is, and then it's one of those a few months later where time just flashes forward. And I do not like endings like that, especially in a thriller. For me, what I enjoy about the thriller is a lot of it comes down to why is the person, you know, psycho, a killer, whatever they may be. I want to know the reasoning behind it. And when you do this time jump where you're like a couple months later and you do a couple paragraphs of what happened these last couple months, and oh, they went to jail and this was the reasoning they gave for what they did, it feels so fake and so lazy. Like there's not enough reasoning for you to write why they did what they did, and therefore they weren't a good choice to be the killer or to be, you know, whoever, the main bad guy of the story. So for me, it felt rushed. It felt way too forced. There was no story or plot to back up who ended up being the bad guy. And when they did that jump cut, you know, to a few months later, it was bad. It was real bad, guys. I was not pleased. I really wanted to enjoy the ending because I enjoyed the first 3 quarters so much. Like, I think what it really comes down to is, for me, like a good thriller, I want something that like I sit there and I'm like, whoa, what just happened? I want to feel completely thrown off base, like in a good way. Like I want my mind to be blown by what happens with the plot, not feel like you threw a character in as the killer to try. It's almost like they were trying to make it shocking, trying to make it a plot twist, but it just didn't work. You didn't do good. Didn't do good. So if I had to rate this one, have I been rating them out of 5? Out of 10? I think I've been rating them out of 5. No, actually I think I've been rating them out of 10. We'll rate this one out of 10. Honestly, I would give it probably a 6 out of 10. I can't help but compare it. You know what, actually, I said bad Hallmark movie. A bad Lifetime movie is what I meant to say. Hallmark is like holiday movies. Bad Lifetime movie. You know, you've seen either commercials for them or you've watched one where it's like bad acting and ridiculous plot lines. That's what this one ended up fleshing out to be by the end of it, and I just I actually like angrily put this book down. I like finished it and I just like angrily closed the cover and like pushed it away because I wasn't a fan. But I'm curious to know if you guys actually did read the book along with me, or if you've ever read this, or if you want to read it real quick now, like pause this video or finish it, I guess. Go read the book, come back. Let me know what you think, because I'm curious to know other people's thoughts. If you thought it was as, I don't want to say bad, okay, as poorly thought out of as an ending as I feel it is, because just in general, I was disappointed. And October is not the month to be disappointed. October is about happiness. So yeah, that's all I really had on this one. It wasn't the worst book I've ever read. It's also not like one of my favorites that I will rave about. And I feel like I've had a couple of really good ones the last couple of months. So this one was just kind of like for the month of October, we are reading Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. This is a monster of a book, no pun intended, because it's October and spooky month. But this is a really big one. But what's interesting about this one is it's actually 2 books in one. So Darcy writes the world, Lizzie lives them. Basically, it's about an author who writes a book, and you get to like see her progression as an author and like what she's going through to get her book published, but then you also get to read the book that she's trying to publish. So yeah, that's the gist of it. We're gonna read this one. I gotta get started on this like ASAP though, because this one is huge. It is, how many pages is this one? 599 pages. So we are going to dive into that one. I have a lot going on for the month of October. I have a lot of exciting videos. I have pre-filmed a few of them for you guys already that'll be coming in the next few weeks. I pre-filmed them mostly because I have quite a bit going on this month, which I'm really excited for. Actually, coming up this weekend, I am volunteering at a dog walking event for my local Humane Society. And then I have a concert, 21 Pilots, on the 20th of October. I have an Ed Sheeran concert on the 23rd of October. Then on the 24th, we're gonna go to our local pumpkin patch. On the 27th, we are going to this haunted train that is like not in my town, but like the next town over, which is only like 15 minutes from us. So we're going to that, and just general spooky things. Like, of course, at some point I'm going to have to watch Hocus Pocus and a couple of my other favorite Halloween movies. I'm gonna try and see if I can find Halloween Town somewhere, because I do not have cable. So we're gonna have to see if I can track that down. And then I'd like to watch a couple of scary movies if I can, because I enjoy those. So yeah, a lot going down this month, but I hope you guys are excited. I'm very excited. It's gonna be a wild ride. We're gonna have a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I feel like this one was a little bit shorter. I feel like I didn't talk about as much, but like also we've been filming for 25 minutes, so must have said something, right? But that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. If you have not already, please click that subscribe button. Tune in for some future videos, and you can always click that little bell notification or bell icon so you can get notified every single time I post. I will see you all very soon with some very exciting videos. I hope you are all having a wonderfully spooky month so far, and that's about it. So bye guys!